Hello everyone. So in today's video, I will be showing you how to make more backgrounds with another technique using watercolor. Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you the second method of making the background, and all we're using are this pipette and watercolor. Okay, now today I'm using the tube watercolor because I think it's easier. You see me already mix them. Some colors are already ready mixed out. Okay, actually these are leftovers from my testing with making the background, and I didn't want to pour them away, so I put them in little containers like this and I store them away. Okay, these are about maybe a week old, I'd say, and they're still holding up pretty nice. There was some settling, like over here you can see some settling here. There's some pigment. You just shake them around a bit and they'll soft and come right back. Okay, so and then we're not using any brushes, we're using just a pipette. All right, so I'm going to move the colors out today. Oh yes, you notice that I have 4 colors. This is actually purple. Like I said, this was from my testing, and in my testing I find that if I use purple, there's a lot of muddy colors, but then you can use it sparingly to enhance certain aspects of your background depending on what you want it to look like. All right, so I'm going to put all these aside, and I'm also using this art paper again. Okay, and you will also need a spray bottle. Now you might want to consider getting a little squeeze bottle of water for mixing the paints up. Okay, if you're using the tube paints. All right, but other than that, no, that's about the only things you can do. And so as usual, like in the first video, the first method that you see me do, spray your smooth surface with lots of water. Okay, don't fill the tray with water, just spray it like that. You can see it on camera how wet it needs to be. Okay, and then put your piece of paper on it. Make sure it's laying flat. Then use your water brush. Get your water brush ready. Spray again onto the paper. And let me repeat again. Your paper needs to be dripping wet. Okay, and you want your paints to spread. Now, my water is a little dirty from a previous project that immediately was done before this, but it's okay. And when you're spreading out the water onto the paper, do it lightly. Don't want to press to disturb the fibers on the paper. Okay, you just want to barely touch the paper and go. Okay, so if it's wet enough, it's completely wet right now. It's drying in some places. You want to leave this wet for about a minute or so. Okay, just to open up the fibers. And then get your pipette ready. And again, you want to start from the very lightest color and work your way down to the darkest color. So in this case, it's yellow. I'm going to shake the yellow a bit more so the color mixes. The nice thing about not using a palette, open palette, and putting them in little food containers like this is you can store them. And if they dry up, just add some more water on it. All right. So now I'm noticing some dry spots already. You can already see some here. Hey, so we're ready. Now, we're doing some watercolor pouring. You can pour the paint directly on the paper, but you waste a lot of paint and you have very little control over where the paints end up. So with the pipette, you have a bit of control. Okay, so you just kind of drop colors wherever you want. Okay. And then you can tilt and let the paints spread a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna clean off my pipette. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of red. Have the red down. I want a little bit more yellow, like this spot here. And you can deliberately drop it from higher heights to get some splatter effect. If you want. And you can leave it that way, or for my case, I am going to be tilting. Now, straight away, I've noticed already some pooling down here. Yeah, I want a little bit more yellow before I moved on to the blue. The one tip I've learned is with the lighter colors, you can put it in a lot of places, but when you start getting to the darker colors, you should be a little bit more conservative. So with the darker colors, less is more. So this blue is not very heavy. So with that said, I want to drop just a little bit of purple in areas where there are the blue. Right. Having said that, with the purple, remember I said you don't want muddy colors, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some muddy colors appearing here and maybe here. So with this, I'm kind of happy with it, so I'm gonna cover my paints up. Let it dry. Okay, so this is about, I would say 60% dry because it's dry to the touch, but it's not completely dry yet. Okay, now I wanted to show you how you can peel stuff off. You get something like this. This is a palette knife. Okay, any palette knife would do. I just prefer this one. You just kind of scoop it under because it would be dry enough at this point for you to pick the paper up, and this is why you need thick paper. If you have a lower GSM paper, as in like it's not 300 GSM, this is 300 GSM. If it's a thinner paper, you might have a harder time, and once you get that up, you can lift it up. Okay, and that's why you need heavier paper. So I have some leftover paint, so I thought I would try pouring these paint onto the paper and see what happens. Alright? Because I didn't want to waste it, so I'd rather make something out of it instead of pouring it down the drain. There is a lot of pulling in this one, and it was intentional because I wanted colors to bleed and mix and see how it turns out. So this is another technique that you may try, and I'm just going to leave it here and let it dry because I like the way it looks right now. And if I use a hairdryer to blow it, it's just going to mix all the colors up and it's going to blow them in places where I don't want them to go. So I want it to sit and just dry really slowly and get it to evaporate. So that's one good thing about not using a hairdryer, although it might take a very long time for it to dry. So I will show you the end results when it's completely dry. And with that, I'm going to end the video here, and I will talk to you again in the next video. Bye!